Welcome back to He's on Fire podcast. The Arizona Cardinals are looking mighty after week one. I really can't wait to get into it. We've got Amit and we've got Jayyy joining us. We can talk about Chandler Jones. We can talk about Kyler Murray. We can talk about everything that went absolutely right for the Arizona Cardinals. We'll pump the brakes a little bit on it because it's only week one, but damn, I'm excited to be a Cardinals fan this year. He's on Fire podcast. We're going to get into it. Let go.
Sets, looks up, and it is caught! Down strong! Blitz coming, Matthews, Palmer extending the play, crosses the field, Larry Fitzgerald, it's insane to the 4-yard line. Crowder looking, throws it alley-oop, he puts it down! He puts it down! They're getting a little wobbly, but it's Adrian Jayyy
I don't know about you guys, but I can almost feel the Super Bowl coming our way. Anybody else? Because that's the way it felt, especially after that performance. That was inspiring football that we saw week one. And I don't remember the last time we actually looked that good in week one, but we're going to talk about it. We've got my man Amit here joining us. Amit, how we doing, man?
We're doing great. Doing great.
Definitely
Great,
good after. Yeah, definitely good after a W. We've got Jayyy joining us. And oh, wait, that's not Jayyy. There we go. That was the real MVP right there, right?
Absolutely. Thank you, Billy O'Brien.
Dude, seriously. I mean, rest in peace to his head coaching career, because without him, we wouldn't have gotten D-Hop and we wouldn't have gotten JJ Watt, obviously. But so much to get into. We could talk with the offense. We could talk about the defense. Personally, I'd like to talk about the defense and Chandler Jones's 5 sacks. Ties a franchise record. I have personally never watched a game where somebody got 5 sacks before. Have you guys?
I thought we had a guy that did it last season. The guy that was a free agent in the left for where did he go? What's his name, man?
Hassan Reddick?
Reddick. Didn't he have? He had like 7 sacks in like 2 or 3 weeks or something like that. I don't know if he had 5 in a game.
I don't think he had 5 in a game.
Yeah.
I don't think he had 5 in a game. That was inspiring. Jayyy, what did you think of that performance? I mean, the first drive he came out with a strip sack, bro.
That was a historic Cardinals just opening, like it was just like incomprehensible of what I witnessed that first half.
It was best case scenario, right?
Yeah, like it was a perfect game top to bottom, like for everybody. Even Cliff, but we will get into that. So
yeah.
And thank you, Jordan, for watching on Facebook. Reddick did have 5 in a game. Well,
that's right.
Yeah. Was it in a win? I honestly don't remember.
We won that game.
We won for sure.
5 sacks from him. I think that game. I think they had like 9 sacks the whole game. Like there was a lot of sacks that game.
Yeah. Was it the Giants game? Might have been the Giants game. Now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
Anyways, no, thanks for pointing that out. Let me know what game it was. That could have been one that I actually did miss last season. I missed a few because we weren't that good. But oh wow, cool. Yeah, getting back into it. Chandler Jones, 5 sacks, 6 sacks total, and then the defense overall was swarming. Derrick Henry had 58 yards rushing. Amit, did you see that coming?
No, but what I did see was they had a game plan for him. So they basically gang tackled, and they were like, we're going his legs first. They were penetrating the line. I mean, the defensive line was just, they played incredible the entire game. And it wasn't like they weren't blitzing a lot. It was a lot of just guys Chandler Jones getting a quarterback, right? 5 times. But even he had another tackle for loss, I think, on top of that. And a lot of it was, like I said, in the backfield, somebody going at his legs and then somebody coming up top and dropping him. And I think he had a few runs where he got loose And I think that was when they were running that up-tempo style, which I think Tennessee needs to do more. They were not running that up-tempo at all, except for like I think the 2 minutes in the second half and then a little bit in the third quarter. And then the Cardinals just shut it down after that.
Yeah. Salty just said D-line, talented and deep, which is ironic because you came on here and you and I were discussing how we didn't really have a lot of faith in that D-line and how it was thin. But Jay, what did you see from the D-line and their just overall dominance today?
Golden and Hicks were the front runners to Derrick Henry's like collapse this game. Like they disturbed the middle so much to where Derrick Henry had to go off the side, and that's his like weakest game is finding that edge. And Chandler Jones and J.J. Watt were just always there, or one of our linebackers, Isaiah Simmons. He was there waiting. Like the defense was perfect. Like today, I have no complaints. So, like I'll just say that.
Yeah, Simmons absolutely balled out today. It was nice to see that. So while I'm kind of on Simmons real quick, I do want to point out that Rondale Moore, I thought, had a nice game, almost 70 yards receiving. Used him in a lot of different ways. Also looked pretty damn good kick returning and punt returning as well. I was very happy with that. Zaven Collins also did play some. Was out not as much as I thought he would be. He was on the sidelines a little bit, but as long as Jordan Hicks isn't getting exposed, I'm kind of fine, putting him into that little by little, you know what I mean? So what I'm trying to get here is Keim's picks are kind of coming to fruition a little bit. Wouldn't you say, Amit, just a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, we got to see more from Collins. Like, I'm wondering if he's going to have the same type of year that Simmons had last year, where he kind of showed his worth towards the end of the season and showed his potential. But I want to see it earlier in the season this year if we're going to be a playoff contender and potentially be a Super Bowl contender. Because the defense looked like, I mean, it's week
fucking
one, right? We're talking about a Super Bowl defense. I mean, at every level. And how many? I mean, Budda Baker, he made a couple plays, but he didn't have to do everything, and he had to clean up a lot of messes last year.
Yeah.
Do you guys watch Ted Lasso at all?
We just got what do you call it? Not Disney Plus, Apple stuff, Apple streaming to be able to watch it. So we're going to, but no.
Because if you watch the plays when anybody else made a play, and they have that chant for Roy Kent where it's like, he's here, he's there, he's every fucking where, Roy Kent. And so every time I see Budda Baker, even if it's like Simmons making a play or whoever's making a play, he's like right there. He's always there. He's everywhere.
Budda Baker covered up a lot of holes for us last year. And that's because he had to. And then that sacrificed a lot of coverage, in my opinion. I mean, he had a nice pass breakup in the end zone in the second quarter. The one touchdown drive that they had where everything was covered and Tannehill had to just kind of like run it in because that was the only thing that they had. During that second or third down, maybe it was first down, he got in there and he broke it up. Marco Wilson was out there breaking up passes. Byron Murphy was out there breaking up passes. I saw Robert Alford out there too. They were physical, that secondary. And that was our biggest weakness, is what we thought. And I honestly think we caught a lot of the Tennessee Titans off guard. I mean, we didn't even get into really the whole linebacker crew as a whole. When you add Marcus Golden, he coming in there on the side. Yeah, Salty said it right there. Boom. Julio Jones, 29 yards receiving. He didn't even get a target until the end of the first half. Very impressed with the defensive line, how stout they were, the pressure they were getting, standing up Derrick Henry. Never would have thought Budda Baker would be able to take down Derrick Henry between you guys and I. Yeah. And then we're breaking up almost 25 to 30% of the passes that are going through there. Is this the most dominant defensive performance we've had since Todd Bowles?
When we played Kaepernick? That 1 year where I think there was
like four pick sixes or something like that game. Yeah.
Probably.
So that would have been, I think that was 2014 or 15.
Yeah.
So you're talking 6 or 7 years, you guys. Yeah. Don't want to overreact, but I think we kind of have to, considering
let me say
what we've
one
seen
thing,
in the past.
Let me say one thing. We're going up against Ryan Tannehill. Let's just remember that this guy is an average quarterback. Like, Yes, he does have some weapons, but the
Yeah,
offensive
yeah.
line was garbage. I mean, Taylor Lewin and the right tackle, like they were getting abused by Chandler Jones. So I mean, he's not the guy that's going to fit the ball into these tight spaces, because you could see it. Like we were tipping him all over the place, right? Like even the tip interception. I mean, I don't know. Like let's just. I mean, yes, they have weapons on the outside, but the guy throwing it has to be good. And the guy that I saw was an average guy.
I want to share my screen with you guys and show you this. Whoops, wrong mode there. I don't know if you can see that. Taylor Lewan. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Got my ass kicked today. No way around that. I let the team and the fans down. Thank you at Chan Jones 55 for exposing me. It will only force me to get better. What?
No.
That's wild. Chandler Jones literally put that man in spin cycle to the point where he had to go out and his reserve had to come back in. We need to even talk about Chandler Jones a little bit more, because that was one of the more dominant performances that I've seen, you guys.
Yeah, I mean, he's going for Defensive Player of the Year, and you saw him on the sideline. Like he's like, I want to get paid. He was talking to Keim. He was talking to Michael Bidwell. I mean, the thing is, I'm like, yeah, he wants a deal. He's 31. Like people were overreacting on Twitter, like he's gonna have a deal by the time they get land back in Phoenix. But I'm like, I don't see that happening. Like I don't see Keim and them showing their hand like that to a 31-year-old defensive lineman who's built on speed and athleticism, and not just like a big like a Vince Wilfork. Like I can just do this till I'm like 35. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
I completely agree. I do think we need to pay the man. What I heard from Cameron Cox, who is, I think, for 12 News, he went out there, or not he, Steve Keim and Michael Bidwell went out there. I'm sure everybody's seen all the pictures and stuff of them on the sidelines, but Chandler Jones went up to him and started patting his pockets.
Yep.
I love that. Salty says they're going to franchise him. If they franchise him, I would hold out if I'm Chandler Jones. That doesn't feel like a Chandler Jones type of move or something that he would want to do. I mean, it would be great if they could. I would love if they could. That only helps us. I think for his mental capacity, it would be better if we sign him to a long-term deal. Jay, what do you think? Franchise tag him, sign him to a long-term deal? What are you in favor of?
Long-term deal as of right now. Yeah, it's game one, and I forgot how good Chandler Jones was because, last year he was hurt, and it's been a long time, and this was a great refresher like how dominant Chandler Jones is. But we have the Vikings next week. Let's see what he can do. Then we can start talking about franchise tag possibly.
Yeah, Vikings next week. I can't wait to get into that. So everything with the defense, I think we covered that this was arguably the best performance that we've seen in the last 7-8 seasons. I mean, we've held teams for less points. We've gotten more turnovers. We've gotten more sacks. But Mr. 2,000 yards himself didn't even eclipse 60. This is a team that's gone to the playoffs the last 2 years. They thought they were upgrading. They added Bud Dupree as well on the defensive side, but they held him to 13 points. I think for an opening game, it was perfect for them. Perfect. I don't think I could say a single bad thing. And the one thing that really stood out, and Salty's going to know what I'm talking about too, so hopefully you guys do as well. The last 3, 4, 5 years, how many times down the field did we have just somebody catching the ball in wide open space and busted coverages?
Yep.
I did not see a single play with a busted coverage, except for, I think, for the one longer AJ Brown play. Right, guys?
Touchdown play?
Yeah.
Touchdown play or? Yeah.
No, it was one over on the right side of the field, and it was like a good 20 to 30 yard gainer, and it was one of the scoring plays or scoring drives that they had.
Okay.
But that was the only busted coverage that I saw all game.
Yeah. No, the defense, I mean, the secondary really held strong against this group. I was really surprised at that. I think I agree with you. Like, I think the defense played perfectly, and I think it wasn't even just, they shut down Julio Jones as well. Like, it wasn't even just they game planned to just stop the run. Like, I think they just took everything away for the most part.
I think
Marco
Ty's
Wilson, right. Yeah, like Marco Wilson was on an island with
Flea Flicker.
Julio all game, and he held him like the whole time. And it's not like Tannehill wasn't looking for Julio; like he was looking for him like a lot. And Marco Wilson was up in his grill the whole game. And same thing with Murphy, like on the opposite end, like the AJ Brown catches, like he really had to work for those catches, and they were contested heavy. So like they were just super hard catches, and Tannehill really had to like throw the ball out of the way to even get a chance. So,
and that really speaks to AJ Brown too, of how good he is, by the way.
Oh yeah,
really still impressed with him. My wife had him on the fantasy team, and when they got the touchdown, she was like, "Yay!" Oh, sorry. It was okay. We blew them out. Anyways, I'm trying to pull up the stats right now of what they had overall to what we held them to. Tannehill, 212 yards passing. You expect a little bit better with AJ Brown and Julio Jones.
Yeah, you can get away with 200 yards passing if like Derrick Henry has 150 yards, right? Like that's the only way you can get away with that.
Do you guys know who their leading receiver was?
No, I don't.
Chester Rogers, 4 receptions for 62 yards. Who the hell is Chester Rogers?
I have no idea.
Has anybody listening or ever heard of him before looking up the stats tonight? Like nobody has. We held the whole team to 86 yards rushing, by the way.
Yeah.
You're going to get a win 9 times out of 10 in the NFL when you do that. So all in all, defensive performance, stellar. My ultimate man crush, J.J. Watt, played absolutely brilliant as well, too. Yep. Was super happy with the way everybody played. Now let's flip over to the offensive side right now. Offense, Amit, what do you got for us?
So with the play call, well, I mean, everybody played well, right? I think A.J. Green kind of stepped into that Larry Fitzgerald role where he's just kind of making those clutch catches. Christian Kirk showed some elite catching ability in this game. Not just the 2 touchdowns, but there was another catch. I can't remember when he had it. I think it was in the third quarter. And then obviously, I mean, the best receiver in the game. I mean, that guy just goes off. He gets separation and gets so open. And there's 3 guys that are like 10 yards away when he made that catch. I can't remember the play. And then Kyler was Kyler. And his accuracy seems to be better. His decision making seems to be a little bit better, other than the interception. We'll talk about that. And then I thought Cliff Kingsbury played a pretty clean game for the most part. I think he kept. I think if I counted right, there's only 5 RPOs the whole game. Which, if you go back and look,
he's heating up.
If you go back and look, there's a lot. I mean, how many times did we do that? And we had I think the 9th best rushing team last year, but how many yards was Kyler? Most of it was Kyler, right? So yeah. I think we had more balance because we had 2 rushers that got over 100 yards, like on like 25 carries or something. That's what you want. Rondale Moore, he's that like gadget guy now, and I think he busted 1 or 2 big plays, right?
Boom shakalaka!
And I mean, the offense looked good, man. The offense looked good against. Well, let's just say this: like I know that Tennessee secondary is not very good, right? The rest of their team is supposed to be good. Their defense is supposed to be stout. It's led by Mike Vrabel, but they looked pretty mediocre today.
Yeah, they sure did. Rondale Moore is like, I'm trying like that go-go gadget, that Swiss Army knife type of player, which is something that we've definitely been missing. You're right about Kyler Murray, but Cliff Kingsbury, bro. We all came on here and we all said we can absolutely see a 5-win season because of Cliff Kingsbury. All of us said that. Salty came on and said that too. Nobody in their right mind would say we could have a good season. Oh, wait, Cliff Kingsbury. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He came out today and we saw DeAndre Hopkins lining up in the slot. We saw him on the left side. We saw him on the right side. Do you remember those splash pages or whatever they call those last year where they were showing all the routes that you ran in a game? And every single one was on the left side for DeAndre Hopkins last year. He was all over the place. So at least for now, Cliff Kingsbury has maybe learned a little bit in the NFL. He's on year 3 now. You got to know some shit by now if you're that offensive guru. And he's going through, making the adjustments, and we're seeing a little bit of I don't even think we had a lot of trickery. He's just showing different things. Did you see that, Jay?
Yeah, like I remember in the offseason seeing an article of D-Hop and Christian Kirk wanting more complicated routes because we were super predictable last year. And coach can say the first 5 plays of every game before it even starts. And like today, it showed Cliff's Cliff was brilliant this game. D-Hop was all over the field. Christian Kirk was amazing with his route running. Even when he wasn't targeted, he was beating corners off the slants and going deep. Like he was always ahead and and just the QB screens and Kyler rolling off the fakes. Like everything was designed perfectly for this game. And I don't know if Cliff trusts more of the coaching staff and is more open-minded to things, or he really sat down this offseason and really worked on his craft. But today was insane to see Cliff. This is by far Cliff's best game that I've seen.
Yeah, I would agree. Real quick, I want to shout out the chat. We have our first official mod. What is up, Saltiest Gaming? Thank you so much for doing that. We appreciate you. Officially the mod, so he can also kick people out too. Iverson, what is going on? Roy, good to see you. I want to talk about your Falcons for a minute because I picked Kyle Pitts on my team and I'm a little disappointed with them, but we'll get into that. We'll get into some NFL as well too. Ty, thank you for coming on. Jordan, you were in here earlier. We appreciate you. Everybody, we really appreciate everybody coming in. Please hit that like button. Please share this out. Please subscribe. Go on our Anchor channel. You will find all the links on there and on here for Spotify, Google Playlists, and Apple Podcasts. All the good stuff is on there. But please go ahead and donate on Anchor to keep this going. Cliff Kingsbury, I give him a solid A today. Good job. Yeah. Very happy with that. Going to the ground game, Chase Edmonds and James Conner, as you pointed out, Amit, both dudes over 50 yards, 12 carries for Chase, 16 for James. But we all know that Chase is going to get a little more, especially in the pass, and he had 4 more touches in the passing game as well, too. None of them broke the end zone, but that's not really what we needed. But I really love James Conner and what he brought to this team.
Was it me or did he look he looked like Brandon Jacobs. I didn't realize that guy was that big. He just looked huge.
He's
I'm like,
huge,
is that the same guy?
Yeah.
I guess he looked smaller in the Steelers uniform. I don't know. He looked huge.
I mean, I'll admit I didn't watch a whole lot of Steelers games. Dude is 6'1", 233. Yeah. Chase Edmonds is 5'9" for what it's worth, and then you've got Kyler Murray at 5'8", 7.
I mean, maybe it's the relativity of those guys in the backfield together, but he looked massive. And so
yeah,
he was coming in the holes.
Well,
he was moving the pile.
Before you saw James Conner sitting next to Ben Roethlisberger, who's 6'6", 6'7".
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're right.
So yeah, that is what it is. But I love his physicality because that is something that Kenyon Drake did not do for us last year, you guys. I honestly think James Conner is going to play a bigger role than Chase Edmonds, just for the fact that we need to get that 2 yards, that 2.5 yards to move that chain. You know what I mean? Jay, what did you see out of Chase Edmonds and James Conner and overall the rushing game?
On paper, it doesn't look like our ground game really contributed. But if you watch the game, you can obviously see the good rotation that we had. And now I'm a James Conner stan. He was great today. Edmonds looked really good. They weren't busting into the end zone, but they had really good runs, 5 to 7 yards, a drive. It felt on a play. So they look great. I have no complaints with them either. James Conner, I hope he gets a little more playing time. Edmonds did really good, but I want to see a little more of Conner.
I think my only qualm might be the pass protection for Kyler Murray, because it did seem like quite a few times he was rushing out of the pocket. Now, this is the NFL. That's obviously going to happen. They weren't one of the better defenses last year. I don't know what I'm talking about. But it did seem like he was rushing out of the pocket a little bit, and Kyler was throwing off of his back foot. What do you make of that, Amit?
Yeah, so the interception play, I mean, usually when you see a guy right-handed, rolling to his left, and then throwing off his back foot, especially if it's a crossfield, that's going to be a pick.
Mm-hmm.
But with Kyler, we've seen it so many times, right? Rolling right, rolling left, running forward. He can make all those throws. And even that, like the Hail Mary, right, play that against Buffalo last year. I mean, he's just good at that. I think this play he just forced it. And
yeah,
it wasn't like he could have just thrown it away. I think we were already up 31-13 at that point, or 24 to whatever it was. Like, he didn't need to make that throw. So, and I know it was third down. He just should have gotten rid of the ball. But overall, I mean, he played one of the best games I've seen, because not just like it has nothing to do with stats. It was the throws that he made. Some of those throws, especially, you guys remember the scramble play? I mean, no one's going to remember that play.
Oh,
yeah.
absolutely. It was only like a 12 or 13 yard pass, but absolutely.
Right. I mean, it was ridiculous. Like it was like a video. Like, you couldn't do that in a video.
Try to find that.
Yeah.
Keep talking. I'm going to try to find that.
Yeah,
one.
And so that goes to my point with like the 5 RPOs that Kingsbury ran, because he was running a lot more. I think he was running probably like, and I'm making up these numbers, but I felt like he was running probably twice as many RPOs last season just to get the running game going, or just to get the offense going. This season, I felt like they came out with a lot more different formations where they had 2 or 3 running backs in the backfield, and it was just confusion, especially on the bootleg play that they ran. Because I can see that formation. Like, they ran that play now, and we're going to see that formation, and there's going to be like 7 or 8 variations of what they do on that play, just based off that one, right? Because it was just so wide open. So, I mean, I just like the idea of not having Kyler run the ball as much. If he's going to scramble and do it, so be it, right? But he's got to be able to get down. I just don't want to see him be the focal point of the running game.
This play's crazy, man.
It's wild.
It was for like 15 yards.
Yeah. Who caught that, by the way? I couldn't even see. Was it hot?
Let me.
Kind of lagging for me.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. There we go.
Yeah, Rondale.
No.
Yeah, that was more.
Yeah, Rondale Moore.
Yeah.
Was this Kyler's best game? Because I haven't seen him have this good of a game yet.
I was kind of thinking about that too. I think a few things stood out for me. One, DeAndre Hopkins had 2 TDs in a game, which I heard this was his first time in a Cardinal uniform. He had 2 TDs.
Yeah.
I want to go back and check. Like, I didn't know that. That's crazy to me. But this is also the first time Kyler Murray had 4 passing TDs. Yeah. Or was it 5 TDs total?
5 total. 5 total. 4 passing, 1 running.
Was it the first time he had 5 TDs total, or the first time he had 4 passing TDs? I heard that as well too.
I think it's passing.
Yeah. So it was. It arguably. I mean, everything hit, dude. Everything hit. The ground game did exactly what it needed to. Kyler Murray rushed for 5 times for 20 yards, so he didn't have to go and run for 120 yards and escape dudes left and right. No. He was actually able to sit there, and he had pretty good pass protection for most of the game. There was a few things that I already spoke about, but last year with what's his name that doesn't even matter anymore, he was getting lit up at the center position the instant the snap went into Kyler Murray's hands, and Kyler was instantly on the run. So I think this might have been his best game from a passing standpoint. What do you think, Amit?
No, I think so. Like I said, his throws today were incredible. He made a lot of throws that you see maybe Aaron Rodgers could make those throws. Some of those ones. I mean, but he's done it in flashes before, but he did it very consistently in this game. I think he just had control of the offense. He had command of like what he wanted to do, especially that one, the Christian Kirk one, the first one, where he backed up because he knew, I just need to give myself 1 second, just throw it over, lob it over his head. It can't get picked. If he drops it, he drops it. It's not going to impact us, right? But it was like a 3rd and 1 too on that. I think it was like a 3rd and 2 or something when he made that throw, and it was
3rd and 3. I got it right here.
Yeah,
this was beautiful. But see, he's backing up off of his back foot, but perfectly in the bare basket.
It's like, crazy how much power he has.
Christian Kirk even had to hold up a little bit.
Yeah.
Right at the end, he had to slow up. That is a perfect play. And look at where Kyler Murray is throwing that from. Look at his angle. Away from the receiver.
away from his receiver on his back foot, and he's about 50 yards in the air.
Yeah.
Ooh, where did you throw that at? From the
Oh, no, it's
38-yard line,
yeah,
and it was a good 5 yards into it. So, yeah, 43, 45 yards.
Yeah.
It's just a complete moonbeam up and over, man. It was absolutely perfect. So they fired on absolutely all cylinders. Do you want to talk about Matt Prater missing that field goal or nah?
It's not worth it. No.
I mean, he's got to get some kicks in, right? Better to miss it in this game than to miss it, when it matters.
I mean, if the game was on the line or we're only up by 7 points or 6 points, do you think he would have made it? I mean, is there a different mentality kicking that ball when you're up 38-13 versus it being 16-13?
Probably, but he shanked it. I mean, it was like you could see it when he kicked it. It was going left.
Yeah,
So.
Absolutely. Perfect. We're going to the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you guys want to get into next? I kind of want to get into what Salty was talking here with the NFC West stuff. You guys want to get into some of that?
Oh yeah, for sure.
I mean, did anybody watch Sunday Night Football tonight?
I didn't watch the Bears game, but I know Dalton was kind of stinking it up.
I don't know what they're doing playing him. I'm a big Justin Fields fan, and I hate Ohio State. No offense, Jay.
None taken.
But they need to play that man. He looks like he is the truth. I'm excited for when he plays because the second I hear that, I'm going to be picking his ass up in the waiver wire just so nobody else could really pick him up. That's the only reason, because he is going to ball out. But the quarterback I actually chose in my league, Matt Stafford, went out and put on a nice little array tonight. 321 yards and 3 TDs, 34-14. The Rams over the Bears. Earlier in the day, let me scroll down, the 49ers tried to give the Lions the win. They tried to give that damn game away. Did any of you guys see any of that game or any of the highlights?
No, I saw the highlights. I mean, what were they up by 28 or 18 or
yeah,
whatever it was?
It was a lot.
Yeah.
I was watching a little bit of that game.
It was 38-17, by the way.
Like Goff, I always thought he was a pretty decent QB, especially at Cal. Like he was really good at Cal, and like he really controlled the tempo, like in the second half, and that last drive, he had good throws, like they just couldn't get it done. But yeah, the Niners almost choked that away, so I feel a lot better about that. A lot of NFL analysts have been overrating the Niners like crazy. I don't know if you guys have been seeing that. They're putting them like over the Seahawks and Rams. I've been seeing a lot.
Man, it's just because of that Super Bowl hangover from 2 years ago and because they were all injured last year. That's all it is. But I mean, It's a new season. It's a new team. Things happen. Like, it's hard to really take that to heart from something 2 seasons ago. You know what I mean? And so I understand it, especially when they had Brandon Ayuk kind of break out last year a little bit. Everybody's supposed to be healthy. But, man, they did their best to give Detroit any chance they had. I mean, Detroit had the ball with 30 seconds left. I don't think they had a timeout at that point, but it's first down on the 25-yard line. They needed 25 yards to score a touchdown.
Yeah.
Like, they did everything they could to give that game away.
Imagine if the Cardinals blew the lead that we had, right? And then we ended up winning at the end of the game.
Yeah.
Right?
Great point.
Like, I mean, essentially, I think the scores were the same. So it's like we saw one team just completely dominate all the way through. I don't know if San Francisco just took their foot off the pedal, if they're what, I don't know what they did, but I mean, when Garoppolo's still the starting quarterback and you're trying to figure out what to do with Trey Lance, and if you have 2 quarterbacks and you don't know who to start, we all know what the answer is there. You don't know what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you have 2 quarterbacks, that means you don't have one.
Yeah.
But the Seahawks look pretty damn good too. Trent Lockett, 4 receptions, 100 yards, 2 TDs. Seahawks came away against the Colts 28-16. I don't know why people were thinking the Colts were going to be good this year with what's his name as that quarterback. Like, are you kidding me? We don't even need to say his name. He was dookie last year. Looked absolutely horrid. He was injured the year before. I don't like Carson Wentz. I don't get the love affair with him.
I think the whole idea was that they're reuniting him with Frank Reich, and so they're going to have this magic. The Colts had a really good offensive line last year, the last couple of years, and they upgraded there too. And then they they made some additions on defense to upgrade.
Yeah.
So everyone thought they were going to be better, but it's like, I mean, it's Carson Wentz, bro. Like, it's Carson Wentz. Like, it's the same thing. It's like Ryan Tannehill. Like, there's so many guys in the NFL that are just good enough to play for 15 years, but that doesn't mean they're good quarterbacks.
Who was the quarterback? He was our quarterback in like 2002 and 3. And then he's been playing backup and played backup for 16, 17, 18 years and finally retired last year. Jake McCown.
Yeah, McCown. Yeah.
Dude was an 18-year quarterback and was a starter, I think, once or twice throughout the whole season. Like, props to you.
Yeah.
That's going to be Carson Wentz. Get used to that, Carson Wentz, because I don't see it in him, man. I don't. Anything else stick out to you? Okay, let's talk about the Falcons real quick. The Eagles blew them out 32-6. Man, Roy, you tell me what happened, dog. I did have Kyle Pitts on my team. Matt Ryan's always been a gunslinger. You can almost count on him to throw for 300 yards a game. I'm surprised he didn't. Even with Stephen Ridley, I thought Kyle Pitts being up there, he was going to do some things because he did really good with Austin Hooper and Tony Gonzalez right before that. It just looked absolute. I know. I'm sorry. Yeah, you tell me what's going on. I lived in Atlanta for almost 6 years, and so a lot of people are huge Falcons fans. I know a lot of friends that are Falcons fans. We suck. They didn't get the ball to Pitts more. I mean, did he get targeted more? I was watching the Cardinals game and then had the red zone on another channel, so I really didn't get to watch too much. But you tell me. I got a little soft spot for the Falcons just because I live there and I got a lot of friends that are friends. So you tell me what happened. Elsewhere in the NFL, Steelers beat the Bills. I don't know if a lot of people saw that coming. The Bengals beat the Vikings, who were about to play in overtime, 27-24. The Chargers beat the Washington football team. I was about to say Redskins, 20-16. I honestly expected a better outing from the Chargers.
The Chargers are my sneaky playoff team. I think they're going to make the playoffs this year.
I thought they were going to put up like 30 plus, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, Justin Herbert, he needs to go by Abear, man. It sounds so much cooler if he's like Bobby Abear's son or something. I believe in that guy. I believe in the Chargers.
Panthers got a win today, and the game ball went to Sam Darnold for beating the Jets. I don't know why you would give the game ball for beating the Jets. Like, come on, man.
Well, you were on the Jets, so it just tells you that the Jets are so bad that their former quarterback can beat them somewhere else. Like, they're that bad.
The surprise game of the day for me was the Texans beating the Jaguars 37-21. I thought the Texans be lucky if they win a game. And maybe this is it. I mean, the Jacksonville Jaguars won one game last year, and it was the first game of the year. Maybe this was it. I don't know. Chiefs beating the Browns 33-29. Dolphins beating the Patriots. Turn up Miami. Anytime you can beat the Pats, that's a good day. The blowout of the day was New Orleans taking it to Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. That was damn disgraceful. Did you guys watch any of that?
I saw the first half of that game. It was weird because I was like, when I saw the game, I'm like, wait, where are they playing this game at? Because I was like, and I'm like, what happened? Why are they not in New Orleans? Anyways, I think that team is energized with Jameis, because like I think with Drew Brees, I think they knew the limitations. They knew he was kind of falling apart at the end there. He just wasn't himself. He was not consistent the way that he was. And then Jameis was physically running. He was running the ball, man. Picking up first down, putting his head down. From what I saw, LASIK that's the guy, man.
LASIK Jameis. Let's go. Hold on.
He's on fire.
LASIK Jameis. I love that.
Yeah, I mean, Aaron Rodgers looked like he wants to be out of town.
Yeah, he does. But I thought he was going to come in and say, "This was my last year. Let's ball the fuck out."
Yeah.
That's what I thought was going to happen. So that's surprising. LASIK Jameis, Mr. 30-30 himself, coming up big. I mean, he only threw for 148 yards, but the dude had 5 TDs.
Yeah.
That was killer. Broncos beat the Giants 27-13. Rams, we just went into, of course, the Thursday night opener, 31-29 Bucks over the Cowboys. Cowboys look good. I mean, it's Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
Dak look really good. And then tomorrow night, Ravens and Raiders. Amit, who do you got? Ravens or Raiders tomorrow night?
I'm going Ravens. I believe in that team. I like Lamar. I think he's
Even without any running backs?
What's that?
Even without any running backs?
They still got Lamar.
Yeah.
They still got Hollywood Brown. I mean, they still got that defense. So what do you believe in the Raiders? Like, what makes you think that the Raiders are legit?
Oh, I don't. I was just saying.
Yeah.
I was just questioning you. Yeah. Jay, who do you have tomorrow?
Ravens. I despise the Raiders.
That's not a good enough reason. You got to give us some.
They just haven't been good, and Gruden, he's a terrible head coach. So I saw their stadium in Vegas. It's a really cool stadium, but shitty team. I'm sorry. They're gonna have a better season than the Texans by 3 or 4 games.
Ooh, that's a hot take.
He's heating up.
I like that. I'm all about that take. I would love for the Raiders to just get pounded. I mean, Carr would be out of there then. John Gruden would be out of there. It'd be a new makeup, and I can't wait to get into that stadium. Now, I mean, a lot of stadiums have a little flair here or there, but having an all-black stadium, that kind of goes hard, man. I dig it.
Yeah. No, I love it.
I saw it. It's cool. That shit's nice.
It looks dope, man. I want to go to a game in that stadium. I think do they have a sports book in there? I'm sure they do.
Oh yeah, they
It's
do.
Vegas. They have to, right? Yeah. Looking for the Viking stats because I want to bring those up, and I'm going to share my screen here because we need to get into a little Vikings talk.
Did you see Peterson get cooked?
Did he? I got to see the highlights.
Yeah.
I did not. If anybody in the chat has that, drop the link, please. Please
Joey
drop
Burrow
the link.
threw a dime over Patrick Peterson. It was a beautiful throw. But I would also like to get into that Cleveland and Kansas City
KC?
game. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Ooh, salty with the knowledge. Pac-12 championship is there this year. If ASU gets there somehow, some way, I would love to go to that game. Absolutely. Kirk Cousins, 350 yards passing, 2 TDs. We're going to see a different passing attack next week than we did this week, right? We're going to have Adam Thielen. We're going to have Justin Jefferson and KJ Osborne coming at us hard next week. These are going to be different types of players than we defended this week, right? Amit.
Yeah, and we're seeing a worse quarterback than Tannehill too. We're seeing a trash quarterback who's barely 500 in his career. I mean, look, I don't want to say I hate Kirk Cousins. There's nothing about his game that I'm impressed with. I think he's just an average guy.
Yeah.
And they have if they can run the ball, let's see if they can run the ball on us. That'll be interesting because they couldn't run the ball against the Bengals, right? What was the yardage there?
61 yards for D Cook, man.
Yeah. So if Derrick Henry can't run on us, let's see especially when we're taking away the gaps and gang tackling. I don't think Dalvin Cook's going to have to get the outside, and I think we have too much speed on the outside for him to get around the corner. So, it's after week 1, right? We're reacting to 2 games, the Vikings game and the Cardinals game. But if you're getting smoked by the Bengals, I mean, Joe Burrow's good, right? But their defense is trash, and you only put up 24 points. So, and yeah, you can throw for 350 yards against the Bengals. So I don't know. I mean, and it's at home. It's our home game. It's going to be hype. I think it's going to be a big game for the
Eric
Cardinals.
Kendricks. 15 tackles. I just saw that.
Yeah.
Patrick Peterson, 1 tackle, 1 solo, no passes defensed, no QB hits, no tackles for loss, nothing. Look at that.
Yeah.
Man, why do you think we got rid of you, Patrick Peterson? Come on, man. Why do you think we got rid of you?
I'm trying to show you. I'm trying to find it. Where is it?
Yeah. Share your screen. When it comes through, I'll push it.
Okay.
I mean, Cincinnati is a fast-paced offense. We saw that last year. They're high-flying. We kind of expected that. So You know, it's not to say they can't upset a bunch of people. I don't know if they can be a 500 team this year.
No.
But Minnesota losing to them week 1 is pretty telling. And consider the fact that they played at Cincy and then they got to go at Arizona.
Yeah.
That's got to be a little taxing to open up the season, right?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be tough for them. And Patrick Peterson is going to try to put on a show, and he's going to have like 4 penalties in this game. I'm going to call that right now. 4 penalties.
4 penalties. That's at the 45-minute mark. He made his little spiel right there. All right. 4 penalties. I just want him to get cooked, dude. I really just want him to get cooked. And I don't think it's going to be like against AJ Green, who, by the way, we didn't even mention, he looked really good today too. And I don't think it's going to be by D-Hop. I hope he somehow gets switched out to like Rondale Moore or Christian Kirk, and then they just beeline it.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I think
it to you.
Yeah. Like he can't, he's not built for the NFL anymore. Like the way he played corner when he came in, it was different. He could be more physical. You could put hands on. He just doesn't, and he's lost a step too, right? And he's just.
I got it right there. It's a little blurry on the quality that I got, but let me share my screen. I mean, it is against Jamar Chase. I don't know why they're trying to put Patrick Peterson on Jamar Chase. Ugh.
Bad idea.
Let's add that to the stream.
This was a dime. Look at that.
Oh, that wasn't Peterson. Peterson's number 7, not 21 now.
Oh, did he switch?
Yeah, I learned that too when I said something snarky online and someone was like, "Nah, bro, that ain't it."
Oh shit, really? Oh, I thought it was Peterson. That looked like Peterson. Oh, all right.
That would have been very nice. What do you guys think for the Vikings? Do you have any other hot takes you want to throw out there? A score, anything that you want to put out? Jay, I want to start with you.
32-12 Cardinals.
32-12 Amit.
It's going to be in the 30s, so I'm going to say 31-17.
That's fair.
I'm going to go 34-24.
Okay.
I'm going to go 34-24. I think we're going to see just a different type of passing attack. And I like Adam Thielen. I like Justin Jefferson. But if we come out next week and we win 37-13 or 40-12 or whatever it is, we're going to have to have a different conversation, you guys, because this is going to be legit if we win it like that. It was great to see this game today. It was great to see them win in a fashion where it wasn't like, oh, thank God we pulled that out. Oh, thank God this. You know what I mean? It was 100% smash them in the face. And we haven't seen that since last year against Dallas, Monday Night Football. You guys remember that game?
Who could forget that game? That was the Christian Kirk, the deep ball play. No, I agree with you. Because we relied so much on Kyler just bailing us out all the time. You know, if the defense didn't make plays or if the offense didn't make plays, it came down to 2 minutes. He would scramble. He would make it happen. This game, you know, he scrambled a few times and made some electric plays, but they were like 12-yard plays. Like you said, he didn't do anything other than, you know, the touchdown run where he put himself in jeopardy of doing anything crazy. So I love that because I just want to see him healthy, and I love that we have more weapons around him now. Because we didn't have that gadget player, we didn't have that X factor in Rondale Moore last year, and now we have it. So this is something though. We do not have any. Did the tight ends get any catches this game?
Max Williams was targeted twice. Once was a penalty call back, and once it was thrown low to him, and he like kind of slid and dove and tried to get it. But that was it. But yeah, I'd really love a tight end, man.
Yeah, that's the one thing I'm not going to say I'm concerned about, but it's a weakness.
Yeah, no, absolutely. All in all, the perfect week 1. Arizona State won. By the way, Arizona State up to number 19. They are going to face number 23 BYU next Saturday night. 7:15 local Phoenix time for you guys out there. 8:15 for me. I can't wait for that game. We do want to talk quick Suns real quick. Amit, you wanted to say something about our Western Conference champion Suns.
Yeah, so I thought it was interesting. If you guys saw the news this week, Cam Johnson changed his agency to CAA. One of the agents representing him is Melvin Booker, who's Devin Booker's father. He's been in the game a minute trying to be an agent. But
Mm-hmm.
I told you guys, when we did the first episode, like Cam Johnson's going to get paid because he's going to be he's a starting power forward in today's NBA. And if we saw Duncan Robinson get paid $590, then what is Cam Johnson's worth?
He's heating up.
I mean, so especially
Wow.
because he showed up in the finals and he plays defense and he showed a little bit more than just catch and shoot. He showed a little bit of just attacking the closeout. So what I'm thinking is, he's going to be a Sun, or it's going to be some sort of amicable sign and trade where he gets to go where he wants to go and we get something back that we want. But like you said, I think this is Crowder's last year here with the Suns because he's going to be an expiring next year, and we're going to have to use that money to either shed salary or to get something else back. But I like that. I think Cam is part of the core. He's part of the core of this team. So I don't want to see him go anywhere, especially with the potential he has, even though he's 25. That's the other thing I was going to mention too. So as he goes into his out of his rookie deal, he's going to be 27. So like Booker was like 22. It's a big difference. So this is where he's going to get the bag because he's going to be like 27 to 31 during that period. So this is the one time he's going to get the bag. So that's why I'm thinking somebody's going to pay him, whether it's us or through a sign and trade. Someone else will.
Jay, any thoughts?
I agree with like everything that Ahmed said. Like Cam is part of the true core of the Suns. He was amazing with Carolina, and he's probably my second or third favorite player. Obviously behind like Book and Aiden, but Cameron Johnson was the most consistent during the playoffs with his shooting capability. Especially in the finals, he performed really well in the finals, and he's gonna get his bag, and we definitely can't give him up.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
He's part of the core. I almost think this signifies that he's a Sun for life now. I really want to, but
A Sun for lifer.
Yeah, we got so many dudes that need to get paid. And after next season, we're going to be talking about Book needing another bag too. And you know damn well that ain't going to be for the 158 that he just signed a couple years ago. No, that bitch is going to be 200 plus. What, Trae Young just got 207? Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's what Doncic got too. Luka got the same deal.
Yeah, it's going to have to be around there. So, but that's why we pay James Jones, man. That's why he makes the big bucks. He's got to make those decisions. I'm hoping he's a Sun for life, but I do like what you said. It's an amicable trade where we can definitely get something in return. That would be nice. It does show the value of still drafting rookies and having them on your squad. So having Jalen Smith there, if he can stay healthy and actually be something for us, and if we don't trade him for Thad Young, obviously, then it just opens up salary cap moves, galore. So keep on drafting, keep those draft picks. You want to be able to draft guys that can obviously come in and make an impact, because I don't think we're going to be drafting in the top 15 in the next 3 to 5, 6, 7, 8 years, right? Yeah. So draft smart, and I think we're going to be chill.
No, that's a great point that you made about it's a salary that you can move, because I think that even with the Duncan Robinson deal, him getting $590, if Miami wants to pivot, that's everybody wants shooters, and so they are already overpaid for a shooter. But if they need to move him to get another piece, somebody else is going to overpay for that same shooter, right? Whether it's like a Lakers or somebody that needs some shooting, to get to the final. So I think even if you overpay like Cam or anybody else on this team, it's a move, right? Because even Saric is a salary that you can move. But the good thing, if you get somebody in the $20 to $25 range, $20 to $25 million range, then you can package that for a max player with a couple deals. Like if you take a $20 million player and put them together with a Saric and a Crowder, that gets you to a Bradley Beal. You know what I mean? So not this season, but I'm just saying,
Dame Lillard.
There's a lot of guys out there where you can package it together and get somebody that gets that third playmaking person. But
Right.
But yeah, I mean, either way, like I think we're set with Cam.
Facts. I completely agree. Guys, thank you so much for coming on. Please like this stream on YouTube. Please share it out to everybody. We really appreciate your support. Go to Anchor and help out, donate to the podcast if you so chosen to, or feel like doing so. Please go over to Apple Podcasts, Google Play. What else is it? Spotify. You know, we're on all of them. Some I've never even heard of before. Please go over there, support. We love you guys. We're going to be back Wednesday night, and then we're going to be back next weekend as well, too, after the ASU game. Way late. Me and Jay will be up way late doing that one. We're trying to get Amit indoctrinated into the Arizona State athletics, and he will by the end of the season. I promise
Let's see
you
what
he
happens
will.
against BYU. Let's see.
Are you going to see what happens against BYU?
If I can find the game. Half the games I can't find.
Facts. I think it's on ESPN2 or
Okay.
ESPN next week. I have it right here from yesterday's on It's going to be on ESPN, so you'll be able to find it just fine.
Right.
But just to close this out, Arizona Cardinals 38, Tennessee Titans 13. First one of the season. That doesn't mean anything, though. That only guarantees you a 1-16 record as of right now. But 1-0 sure feels good. I'm going to be watching Jerry Maguire tonight. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to He's on Fire podcast. Please donate to it and help us out. We'll catch y'all Wednesday. Deuces.
Peace.